Hi friends, welcome to Leela's channel. In this video, we are going to see 10th Standard Social History Unit 3 Part 3 additional questions. Choose the correct answer. Lightning strike was the tactic of the dash. Army, German, Russian, Britain. Japanese. Answer is German. In 1939, Hitler invaded Yugoslavia, Russia, Serbia, Czechoslovakia. Answer is Czechoslovakia. Please like, share and subscribe Leela's channel. இந்த வீடியோஸை again and again போட்டு பாருங்கள். உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சர்ஸ் மெமரைஸ் ஆகும். எக்ஸாமில் ஃப்ளோ ஈஸியாக இருக்கும். ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட் ஃபார் யுவர் போர்டு எக்ஸாம்ஸ். இந்த வீடியோஸை உங்களுக்கு ஷார்ட் வீடியோஸாகவும் கொடுத்துருக்கேன். அதையும் பார்த்து பயன்பெறுங்க. நல்லா ஹெட்ஃபோன் போட்டுட்டு கேளுங்க. ரிப்பீட்டடாக கேட்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சர்ஸ் மெமரைஸ் ஆகும். In Britain, Prime Minister Chamberlain resigned in 1936, 1938, 1939, 1940. Answer is 1940. The organization which deals with health is dash. FAO, WHO, UNESCO, ILO. Answer is WHO. The end of Mussolini. He committed suicide. He was killed by Italian partisans. He escaped to Holland. He was killed in the Second World War. Answer is he was killed by Italian partisans. Hitler committed suicide in dash. March 1945, April 1945, June 1945, December 1945. Answer is April 1945. Blitzkrieg means a dash. Lightning war, trench warfare, submarine warfare, guerrilla warfare. Answer is lightning war. Now the United Nations has dash member states. 139, 150, 193, 126. Answer is 193. Where is the headquarters of the International Court of Justice located? New York, Chicago, London, The Hague. Answer is The Hague. Fill in the blanks. The International Monetary Fund was the brainchild of Harry Dexter White and John Maynard Keynes. The Allied forces under General Montgomery defeated the German and Italian forces. Hitler came to power in 1933. The First World War was fought from 1914 to 1918. The Second World War was fought from 1939 to 1945. The World Bank is located in Washington, D.C. The Treaty of Versailles was signed in the year 1919. The first country to achieve independence after the Second World War was India. Human Rights Day is observed on 10 December. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights set forth fundamental human rights in 30 articles. After the World War II, the Labour Party was voted into power in Great Britain. The World Bank was established in 1945. The US dropped atom bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945. The First World War ended with the Treaty of Versailles. The executive wing of the United Nations is the Secretariat. Choose the correct statement. Assertion A. Japan invaded Manchuria in 1931 and China in 1937. Reason or all these were ignored by the Allies, but the League of Nations took action against Japan. Both A and R are correct. Both A and R are wrong. A is right and R is the correct reason. D. A is right but R is wrong. Answer D. A is right but R is wrong. Assertion A. The second atom bomb was dropped by the United States on Nagasaki. Reason or the Japanese refused to surrender. Both A and R are wrong. A is right but R is wrong. A is right and R is correct reason. D. R is right but it has no relevance to A. Answer is C. A is right and R is the correct reason. Match the following. Treaty of Versailles. D. 1919. Great Depression. 1929. The Atlantic Charter. 1941. Beveridge Report. 1942. Bretton Woods Conference. 1944. Answer the following briefly. Why did the Emperor of Ethiopia appeal to the League of Nations? What was the result? Italy invaded Ethiopia. Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia appealed to the League of Nations. The emperor did not get any help. What do you know about the Munich Pact? In 1938, Prime Minister Chamberlain concluded the Munich Pact with Germany. It was a shameful acceptance of Germany's invasion of Czechoslovakia to annex Sudetenland. Hitler gave an assurance in the Munich Pact that Germany would not attack any other country, but this was broken immediately. He was invaded Czechoslovakia in 1939. He invaded Czechoslovakia in 1939. Poland was attacked next. This was the final act which resulted in the declaration of war by Britain and France against Germany. Write about Holocaust. The word Holocaust is used to describe the genocide of nearly 6 million Jews by the Germans during World War II. Annihilating the Jews was one of the main items on the political agenda of Hitler and the Nazis. Hitler was able to play on the anti-Jewish feelings, anti-Semitism, which were common in Germany. Why did the Germans drop their plan to invade Britain? By July 1940, the Germans were planning to invade Britain. In September 1940, London was bombed mercilessly. By October 1940, night bombing raids on London and industrial cities began. With the aid of the new device radar for detecting aircraft at a distance, the fighter planes of the Royal Air Force were able to inflict severe losses on the German bombers. Finally, the raids stopped after October 1940. The Germans dropped their plans to invade Britain because of the failure of the air battle. Write a note on the Battle of Britain. Hitler wanted to force Britain to accept his proposals for peace by prolonged air attack. German Air Force began to attack specific targets like ports, airfields and industrial centers. London was bombed mercilessly and this action is called Blitz. London and other industrial cities were bombed. Though the British suffered heavy losses at first, eventually managed under the prime ministership of Winston Churchill and turned the airstrike against Germany. Explain the land-lease policy of the USA. America followed the policy of isolation. President Roosevelt decided to change this policy, but he could not intervene directly in the war. So, he started the program of land lease. By this policy, arms, food, military equipments and other supplies were sent to Britain disguised as a loan which would be returned after use. Name some of the organs of the UNO: Food and Agricultural Organization, World Health Organization, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, United Nations Children's Fund, United Nations Development Program. What are soft loans? The International Development Agency lends money to governments for developmental activities. These loans are given at a very low rate of interest for a period of 50 years. These loans are known as soft loans. Mention the important clauses of the Treaty of Versailles relating to Germany. Germany was forced to give up territories to the west, north and east of the German border. Germany had to disarm and was allowed to retain a very restricted armed force, army, navy and air force. As reparations for the war, Germany was expected to pay for the military and civilian cost of the war to the allied nations. Why are the two wars referred to as world wars? While the world at large had experienced many wars, these two wars are referred to as world wars because of the extended areas of the conflict and the very high death toll of civilians as well as armed combatants. Both wars were fought on several fronts across Europe, Asia and Africa. Answer in detail. Analyze the causes of the World War II. The immediate and primary cause of World War II was the aggressive military offense undertaken by a resurgent Germany and a fast developing Japan. Germany and the Treaty of Versailles. The three clauses of the Treaty of Versailles caused great resentment among the Germans. Germany was forced to give up its territories. Germany had to disarm and was allowed to retain a very restricted armed force. It had to pay huge war reparations. Failure of the League of Nations. The League was expected to mediate between countries and take action against countries which indulged in military aggression. The US did not become a member of the League. The other allied nations were determined to maintain a non-interventionist attitude. So the League remained an ineffectual international body. Post-war crisis and Germany. Germany experienced both high unemployment and severe inflation after the war. Its currency became worthless. The post-war conditions led to the rise of Hitler in Germany, Mussolini in Italy, and France in Spain. The rise of Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler founded the Nazis. He began to rearm Germany. Rome, Berlin, Tokyo axis was formed. In 1938, Hitler invaded Australia and Czechoslovakia. There were also aggression by Italy and Japan. Japan invaded Manchuria and China. The League of Nations could not do anything. Italy invaded Ethiopia and Albania. Britain and France continued to be non-interventionist, though Germany, Italy and Japan involved in military activities. Munich Pact in 1938, Prime Minister Chamberlain concluded the Munich Pact. In 1939, the Soviet Union independently concluded a non-aggression pact with Germany. The continued passivity of the Allies and their reluctance to start building up their armies were also causes of the World War II. Attempt an essay on post-war welfare states in Ethiopia. The term welfare state refers to the concept that the government of a state is responsible for the social and economic welfare of the people beyond providing defense and maintaining law and order. In 1942, the Beveridge Report was published in the United Kingdom, which proposed a series of measures which the government should adopt to provide citizens with adequate income, health care, education, housing and employment to overcome poverty and disease. After the war, the Labour Party was voted into power in Britain. It promised to undertake steps to look after the people from the cradle to grave. Legislation was enacted to provide free health service, old age pensions, unemployment benefits, child care services and family welfare services. In addition, these countries also tried to minimize economic disparities through progressive taxation by taxing the higher income groups at relatively high rates. Timeline. Draw a timeline for the following. 1939 outbreak of World War II, 1940 Battle of Britain, 1941 Pearl Harbor incident, 1942 Battle of Stalingrad, 1945 end of World War II, 1945 formation of UNO. Timeline. So 1939 outbreak of World War II, 1940 Battle of Britain, 41 Pearl Harbor incident, 42 Battle of Stalingrad, 1945 end of World War II and formation of the UNO. So this is the timeline. You refer to the text also for a clear understanding. Okay, bye.